Hello there. I am Ben Kenobi, and with me is Jedi Master Tuck. How you doing today, my man?
I am doing great, sir. I am doing great. How are you?
Doing good. Is flying around here in the Millennium Falcon,
I see that. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous.
having a fun time. Having
Although
a fun time.
I showed you I have my new Boba Fett poster, so I'm very happy about that.
God, there's nothing like seeing that scene in A New Hope of Luke, Han, and Chewie, and they are all in the Falcon cockpit. You
Well,
know,
and C3PO's there too, right? Yeah, C3PO's there. I mean,
and R2.
yeah, and R2. Yeah,
Yeah, this makes me sad we never got the big three in the sequel trilogy
yeah, yeah. Could we
together.
see it though? Could we see it one day with deepfake?
Yeah, but it won't be the same. It
No.
won't be the
Oh no.
same.
No.
Because it will look cool, but everyone will know this isn't real.
Well, only one of the three will be there for sure.
What do you mean one of the three?
I don't think Harrison will show up. Do you?
Oh, no,
Just for somebody to do a deep fake? No way. He's like, I don't
no.
want to do all that. I don't want to do all that.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess Mark could have been there if they do it.
I think he would do it.
He would, depending on when they would do it. Maybe he won't be around. Sad to think, but
No, true. It's very true.
I mean, depending on when they do it, none of them could be around.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's absolutely true.
At least we got Billy D. Williams back in Rise of Skywalker.
Dude, yeah.
Did it make any sense whatsoever? No. I'm
really,
sorry. It didn't make any sense.
I don't understand why he's been on that planet for 15 or 20 years, whatever it's been since Luke left him there. Like, he tells his story like, oh, yeah, me and Luke came here for stuff, and Luke left, and I just kind of stayed. What were you doing there? What were you doing?
You know what? My guess, he was snooping everything he could find.
Oh, you know that. You know that for sure. He had some space Viagra, man. He was
I mean,
he was going down up there, man, for sure. I don't think anybody can argue that is the smoothest man ever. Like smooth. Like, you know what I mean? Just like
Billy Williams has no charisma.
Dude.
And could they have found anyone better to play a young Lando other than Donald Glover?
I don't think so. No, I love him in that.
Talk about perfect casting, right? Talk about.
Yeah.
He
just captures the essence so well. It's not even that he's Lando so much, because he's not yet. Obviously, he's not Lando that we know, but he captures. You see, that's the Lando we're going to get eventually.
You know what he is? He's a young Billy D. Williams. That's what he is.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah. Well, he's got that's what I mean. He has the essence. He has the charisma. He has everything Lando is, just not Lando yet. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's I think what people that don't like Han Solo thought, was missing from Han himself was the essence of the character. I think.
I disagree with you on that. Yeah, personally, I did my Alden as Han. I did see that essence everybody didn't see. But that's just me. I guess I'm in the minority.
Right, and that's fine. Yeah. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you got that out of it, then that's a good thing. It's because that's what you're supposed to get out of it. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, no, that's fine. That's what you're supposed to.
Yeah, that wasn't that the Millennium Clock in that too? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
In Solo?
Yeah. Isn't that the Millennium Clock? Oh.
Now I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I believe you're right though. That sounds right. But now I'm second guessing it because
No,
I'm
no,
not sure.
it is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is
Yeah, I
the
was like,
Longshot.
I was like, I'm
Okay.
second guessing it now too because I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. I also know she was Sarah Connor and Jenny Smith.
Right. Right.
But, yeah, okay. My name is here. Okay.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
That's a good cat.
It is.
Alden, Emilia Clarke, Robert Glover, Woody Harrelson, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Who did he play?
Dude, one of my favorite actors is now Star Wars canon, and I will never ever be mad about that.
Who?
Woody Harrelson.
Ah.
I love Woody Harrelson, dude. I think I'm not saying he's one of the greatest actors ever. I just love him as a
Oh,
as an
he's
actor.
so fun.
Oh,
I
he's great.
love, you know what part I love him in? Have you ever seen Anger Management, the
Yeah.
Adam Sandler movie?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
as a transvestite
Oh yeah.
prostitute.
Yes. Yes, that's right. He. Oh my God, you're right. Yes.
And then
That was
at the
hilarious.
moment,
Oh man. Do you remember Tu Wong Fu?
I never saw it. I know of it, I never saw it.
It was Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and I'm gonna kill myself for not knowing the third person. John Leguizamo.
Right.
Dude, funny movie. I mean, just hilarious.
Well, if we're talking this kind of movie,
Sure.
well, we have to bring up Mrs. Doubtfire. Probably the best one. I mean,
Yeah, that's a classic. That's different.
oh.
That's in a category of its own, man. I mean, come on, yeah.
You
Dude, one of my
remember-
favorite scenes in that movie is him when the boss sees him playing with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And he's doing like the raptor rap and the oh my, just all that. It's so hilarious, dude. It's so great.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie, I think it was his first day as a housekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's cooking. He got on fire.
Oh
Put
my
it
God.
out. And what he says, my feeling as a woman, and I'm already getting hot flashes.
Hot flashes, yeah. Oh yeah. That's a
I
great line.
really,
Yeah. Yeah. Again, just that's another level of comedy, man. I mean, he was just a genius. He was just an
Well,
absolute genius.
okay, but we're not here to talk Mrs. Doubtfire.
No.
We're here to, I could, believe me, I could. We're here to
Oh, I
talk,
could too. Oh, I could.
we're here to talk Star Wars, more specifically, D23,
Yes.
and all predictions and what we want to see happen that Saturday panel.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What do you think we will see?
Yeah. I mean, what I want to see is Mandalorian 3, Season 3 trailer, Ahsoka trailer. I'd love to see some footage from the Acolyte. At least something. Pictures, maybe. Anything like that. A featurette, behind-the-scenes featurette, anything. And I think I want to know what Taika Waititi's movie is at least about, or at least when we're expected to start something more about it. I want to know more information.
So do you think we're still getting it? Do you think we're still getting it?
I don't know, man, but even Rian Johnson apparently believes he's still getting a trilogy. Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up last week, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said he would be super disappointed. You're good. Go ahead.
sorry about that. Yeah. He said he would be super disappointed. He never wants to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you my thoughts. What are the chances? What do you think? Do you think it will ever happen?
Gee, I mean, if we're taking what he said at face value, yes. because apparently he also said that he's in close contact with Kathleen Kennedy, and at this point, it's not if, it's just when. The scheduling is right, basically.
I'll tell you my thoughts in a second. Did you see that he's even more proud of that tonight now? After 5 years?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
No, but I get it, man. I mean, I get it. He worked on that movie for years. He should be proud of it.
Oh no, he should be proud of his own.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he should be proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't have a problem with him saying that. I just think it's funny.
No,
but I don't have a problem with him saying it. Yeah. No.
Here's my thoughts. I don't believe. I think it's all political. I don't think he's going to do the trilogy. I think they already parted ways. I just don't think they're going to say it publicly. Because they don't want the backlash. They don't want people to say, oh, there goes another one. They'd rather do it very quietly. Hopefully people will forget about it. 10 years it comes around, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but I think that happened, and then he said this. That's the problem, is can they get him to shut the hell up then? Because I would have said up until I heard that there's no way he was getting his trilogy back, or that he was doing a trilogy. I figured it was just dead in the water, and like you said, they were just trying to keep it under, not mention anything about it and just hope it went away. And then I heard these comments, and I'm just like, well, now I don't know what to think, because Disney doesn't let people say things unless they're allowed to. I mean, you're not allowed to just say anything.
You play devil's advocate. Devil's advocate.
Sure.
He's probably doing threats for his new movie coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
The Knives Out sequel. And somebody probably asked him, what's the status on this trilogy?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
So he probably said that off the cuff. I don't think he meant it. I can't see him doing it. I can't see him doing a whole trilogy. Can you?
I will say this. I hope not. That's really all I can say, is I hope
not.
I don't think so either. No, I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I would say no, I don't think so, because they've been saying it for this long and it hasn't happened yet. Why would it happen now?
Take your feelings out of it for a second.
Sure.
And I'm taking my feelings out of it too. If they did a Rian Johnson trilogy,
yeah,
it would be a big mistake. Because
I'd have to see. I'd have to know what it's about first, because if he does something like 200, 300 years in the past, I might not have a problem with that. I might not.
But here's the thing. The fan base won't survive it. Not the whole trilogy. He barely got through one movie.
I mean, you're not wrong there. You're definitely not wrong there, yeah.
We barely got through one Rian Johnson movie.
Yeah.
I can't see them. But why would he want to do it?
I think that's the biggest point, is why would he want to do it at this point?
With all the negative stuff he got from that movie, not the movie in general, but him personally got a lot of backlash. If you don't think that, you're insane, because he did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I just don't see why he would want to do it. And I don't see why Lucasfilm would want that backlash again.
I agree with both of those points. I completely agree with that. Yeah, I think on both sides, it's career-wise, it's a bad move for both, I think, from either side. Don't you at this point?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're Lucasfilm and this guy is so divisive that he almost ruined, your franchise, why would you want him back? And on the other side of it, if you're considered the person that
exactly.
almost ruined a franchise, why would you want to come back? You're right on both accounts.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's why.
And on top of it, they want him back to do a trilogy. And he wants to come back for a trilogy.
Here's the thing. Who wants a trilogy from him? That's what I don't get. Who wants it?
Well, apparently Knives Out is a trilogy from him. Apparently there's
I'll say this. I love that first one. Did you see it?
First one's great. Yeah. That's a good movie.
And I'm looking forward to the new one. And
that's what I think it is. I think right now he needs to build his public persona back up, and then they're going to bring him back. Once the stink of that goes away, if Knives Out 2 and 3 are awesome, and people are like, look, he can do a trilogy if you just let him do it in his own time period. We're going to let him do 500 years before everything, and we're just going to let him do his own thing. You don't think in 5 years that may be possible? If all the TV shows between now and then hit, and the Feige movie hits, and the Taika Waititi movie hits.
Okay, now you're asking a lot.
And again, they don't all have to hit, but I'm saying some combination of just there's good vibes again around Star Wars. Everything's good again, everybody's happy again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
5
years from now. Yeah.
5 years from now, everyone's happy. You don't think the moment they say we're hiring Rian Johnson, you don't think the moment they say that it's going to ignite all that toxicity again. You're crazy.
Oh, it's quite possible.
You're crazy.
I'm not saying it's not possible. No, I'll agree with you.
In 5, 6 years, everything could be great. Everything could be golden.
Yep.
The moment they say we're getting Rian Johnson to do a trilogy, it's like the lights have gone out with fire. It's like all these evil elements will awaken, and it's going to ignite the ring race. It will be like Sauron opening his eye. It will be like Bilbo putting on the ring.
So here's my question then. He knocks the trilogy out of the park. Knives Out trilogy out of the park. Okay? The Knives Out trilogy. Knives Out trilogy. Knocks it out of the park.
Okay.
His trilogy in Star Wars is Knives Out by Star Wars. You can't say no to that. You just can't say no to it.
Fine.
He does a murder mystery. It's on Jabba's barge.
I don't even have to see it. I already know who the killer is.
Right.
I already know who the killer is.
Who is it? Oh.
It's Joshua.
I was going to say Salacious Crumb. Salacious Crumb did it. So it's got to be Salacious Crumb. No, all seriousness though, look, you make great points. And I don't understand why he would want to come back at this point. And I don't understand why they would want him back at this point. So if it happens, I think it would be a huge shock. And I think you're right. It would definitely stir up the haters again. So, yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. But again, I don't think it's impossible. That's all I will say. I just don't think it's impossible.
It's not impossible. I just don't see it happening, man.
And that's fair. Like I said, it might not. It definitely might not.
And I'm sounding like a Rian Johnson hater. I am not.
No, I got you.
I like Rian Johnson. No fly. Oh, you don't know, man. There's an episode of Breaking Bad called The Fly.
Okay.
It's my favorite episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He wrote it, he directed it,
Yeah.
but I'm not but I like
So
Last
what
Jedi.
if he didn't do a trilogy? What if he did a show in Star Wars? What if they let him do like a showrunner show or something?
I think that would be more, welcoming.
Okay.
I think they could do that.
So if he took his trilogy and turned it into a show instead. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his trilogy is. I'm just saying, whatever the story is.
But here's the thing. If they give him a show, I don't want a movie turned into a show. I want a show that it can seem as a show.
Well, I mean, he could adapt the story to a show, though, a longer form.
But look at Obi-Wan. That version can seem as a movie.
Yeah.
That turned into a show. Now, remember, you and me both love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
But there are 2.5 hour cuts out there of that.
They're pretty good.
And they're pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
That was a movie. That was a movie broken down into a show.
Sure.
Well,
I'm just thinking if he's not, I mean, there's no way he's written the trilogy yet. Do you think he's already written it?
No.
Or wrote it? That's what I mean.
No.
So he might only just have an idea for a story right now. So if he puts it down into a show form, it could still work.
But here's the thing. That wouldn't take something called a plan. And what do we know about Lucasfilm? They don't know the definition of the word plan.
Well, the last time they had plans was the first Death Star, right? That was the last time they had a plan. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I guess Clone Wars, if you want to count Clone Wars too. But last time.
2012. When was the last time they had a plan? They don't know the definition.
Well, technically Rogue One had the plans. Technically, Rogue One had the plans.
Tip my cap, touche.
I mean, Mandalorian, obviously, but that's Filoni and that's Favreau. That's different. That's
right.
I think we both agree that even though it's Lucasfilm, that's different because there's no way. I don't for 1 second believe Kathleen Kennedy has, even though she is who she is, she doesn't have the balls to walk into Filoni's office and tell him you ain't doing this. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying I think Filoni's earned to the point where even she's not going to walk into his office and be like, you can't do this or no. You know what I mean? I think she respects him at least.
I would agree with that now, but I don't know if I would agree with that before the Mandalorian.
Really? So you think she had a part in Mandalorian, like the story of Mandalorian?
No, but I not the story, but I think they did have to get some okay from her. I mean,
yes. But what I'm saying is, if she's like, you need to change this part of the story, and Filoni's like, no, I don't think she was going to say yes.
No, okay, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, of course they have to work together. Like I said, I don't mean it in any disrespectful way.
No. Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't think she would just walk in and demand to Filoni, you need to change. I don't think she would do that to him, of all people. Like, she could do that to Rian Johnson. She could even probably do that to J.J. Abrams, maybe to an extent. But she's not going to do that to Filoni. That was Lucas's boy. I mean, she's just not going to do that.
No, yeah, you're right about that. I guess I misunderstood what you were saying.
I got you. Yeah. Like I said, it's nothing disrespectful to her. Like, obviously, she's a boss, and she can walk into anybody's office if she wants to. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I don't think she would force Filoni to change story because that's his thing. I don't think she would do that to him.
Okay, how about this?
Go ahead.
I think I got it. I
Oh
think I
shoot!
got it.
Here, let's do it.
Trilogy. Written by George Lucas. Directed by Ryan Johnson.
I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. Absolutely, I want to see that. What it
Is
so
that
so look, I love Knives Out, and I love the way he's able to tell a story as far as like who done it kind of thing, because he was
right?
very good at hiding the who done it part in
And
that movie.
did you see Looper?
Yes, Looper's great.
Great
It
movie,
was a
great
great
movie,
movie. Yeah,
great
absolutely.
great movie.
So I wonder if maybe, and this is something that I'm a big, I would love to see in Star Wars is a Game of Thrones type show.
Right,
I would love to see it on Mandalore, but just that general type of a show where even if we got it in Coruscant or in the Senate somewhere where we saw a bunch of different houses or planets kind of vying for different ranks of power and stuff like that within the Senate. What if he did a show like that?
that would be cool.
A
That would
political
be
a political thriller type show almost.
West Wing, but in the Star Wars universe.
Sure, yeah.
The,
Something,
the, the,
yeah.
there you go. Now, House of Cards in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just you look at that picture of the Senate from top down. There's millions of senators. I mean, there has to be, and obviously not millions, but you know what I mean. I mean, there's each one of those little ball or discs represents a different planet or a different race of people or whatever. So there's so much they could do with the political side of it, and not even like the politics of it, just like like we see in Game of Thrones, the behind the scenes fighting for power. Who's going to have favor to the chancellor and stuff like those kinds of things. I mean, there's so much more they could do in Star Wars other than just lightsabers and blasters and stuff like that, man. They could really do something cool with Star Wars if they just stop treating it like this is a Jedi story, this is a bounty hunter story, this is this story. Like it's all woven into one. Like weave it together. I don't know.
One. Yeah, let me get back to
Sure.
D23 and
Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
What about?
You still okay with him directing a movie, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, I don't have a problem with Taika Waititi like a lot of people do, or certain people do, I should say. And I don't think most people have a problem with him. I think he has his style. He has his style, and I think it works for some things and it doesn't for others. So.
I would be more skeptical if it wasn't for one movie, Jojo Rabbit. That movie was not joke. That movie had heart and took itself seriously when it had to. I don't know about you, but I cried.
Oh no, that movie's very good. That's a very, very good movie. Absolutely.
Spoiler alert.
It's a very sad movie.
Spoiler alert. When we saw Scarlett Johansson die in that movie,
Yeah.
that was heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
And because of that movie, I think Taika Waititi could do a Star Wars movie.
Oh, I think he can do any movie he wants if he really wants to. I mean, it's just certain things. I think what people probably are complaining about with Love and Thunder, at least from what I can tell, is that he's really just leaning into the funny things about Thor. There's really funny things about Thor that we've learned over the years through the MCU, and he just leans into it.
And here's the thing. He knows better than anybody. Everybody loves Ragnarok. And what was everybody's favorite part of that movie? It was the humor.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, everybody likes that? Here's Love and Thunder with even more humor in it.
Look, I mean, nobody can deny in the MCU, as great as Hemsworth is as Thor, Thor is just a frat boy. Like that's just what he is.
Right. No,
He's a bro. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it. He's great at it. It's hilarious. But it's hilarious. Like it's funny. I mean, it just is. So I mean, I have no issue with him doing a Star Wars movie, man.
uh,
I just don't. I just want them to get the hell out of the Skywalker saga. Like, just go hundreds of years away from it. Either way, I don't care which way you go. Just go away from it.
what would you mean, talking about the Skywalker saga,
Mm-hmm.
what would you be more open to for
Okay.
season 2? For season 2.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2?
Boba Fett.
Really?
And not that I don't, I love Obi-Wan, but I like that story ended.
Okay, yep. No.
And I would say I'm also a little biased in the sense that I've told you Boba Fett's my favorite character, so I would love to see him get another chance and have a good second season. So, but I think in my heart of hearts, I would say I think the opposite will happen.
Okay,
or maybe both. Maybe both get a second season. Maybe that happens.
Let me ask you that.
Yeah.
Everybody, the big talk is about having all these shows meet up eventually for a big Adventure style event, right?
Yeah.
What if we realize they've already started planting the seeds for that?
Well, we
don't know. Oh, they did?
Yeah, but the plan got ruined when they had to fire what's her name from Mandalorian, because she was going to be in that new show, the Rebel Alliance or whatever it was called.
The
Ranger, something. Yeah. And it was going to be basically Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and that show that were all going to kind of be in the same time period and then eventually all kind of intertwined with each other. That was the original plan, and then it all got thrown out with her getting fired, which I think, like you and me have talked about before, it's stupid that we had to just lose that character because of all that.
Right. I really don't know why they put that on the back burner instead of just recasting the character.
Dude, you know who you could recast in that character? And I don't think she looks anything like her, but I just think she's a freaking badass female character. Is Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and Furious and stuff.
And Lost?
And Lost, yeah, too. Absolutely. Again, she's not the same build. She's not. I know all that, but I love her as just a strong female character, man. I think she pulls it off so well.
Good. I have another name for you.
Okay.
I forget her real life name, but the woman who played Regina in Once Upon a Time.
You know what? That's actually a really good call, dude. I like that, actually. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a good call, man. That's a really good call. That's
he has the attitude. And I said it, she's a way better actor than Tina. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, well, definitely that. Yeah.
And I think she could have been really good. I mean,
yeah.
I hated when actors leave a show and then decide, well, people are too stupid for recasting, so let's cancel it or let's make a new. Okay, let me go off on a little tangent here. I'm sorry. I doubt it. You never watched Batwoman, right, on the CW?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't watch it, no.
Okay, man. They had an actress, Ruby Rose. You know who Ruby Rose is, right?
Yeah, I vaguely know the story a little bit, but go ahead. Yeah.
She played Batwoman for a season.
Yeah.
And then between season 1 and 2, she left.
Yep.
Was she fired or did she quit? We don't know. But she left.
Okay.
Instead of recasting the character, they made a whole new character to meet Batwoman. And
Oh my God.
I'm not
Funny,
going to
man.
lie, that pissed me off. Because in the show, Batwoman's arch enemy in the first season
Yeah.
was her fraternal twin sister. They
Okay.
had a great sisterly back and forth.
Oh.
Batwoman was the hero and the sister was the villain. And for me, it was the most compelling part of the show.
Okay.
It was the most compelling part of the show. So the actress leaves. They get a new person to meet Batwoman.
Okay.
They kill off the character.
Well,
And
obviously.
and I watched the first episode of the new season. Just to give it a chance because I wanted to have an open mind to it.
Sure.
But all my excitement was gone. All my enthusiasm for it was
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. No, that
I,
happens, man.
I did not understand when the main part of your show was that sisterly rivalry between these two twins.
Yeah.
And the actress leaves. This recast a fucking part. I'm sorry, they recast a fucking part.
Yeah.
And
Dude, one of my favorite shows of all time did it with. Did you ever watch Spartacus on HBO?
No, I hear that's good though.
It's awesome, dude. But after the first season, the guy that did the first season, I can't remember. I honestly don't remember what happened, but he left.
He
And
died. He died
is
from
that what?
cancer.
Oh, really? See, okay, then okay, well then that's a little different. Okay, that's different. Okay.
I never seen that show, but I know that story.
Okay, well then never mind. I didn't know that honestly. So okay.
Yeah, I forget what kind of cancer it was.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly didn't know that, so I apologize.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I just remember watching that show and like he got and the new person came in the second season. I was just like, oh okay, well what happened? Well, and again, it didn't ruin the show. I still enjoyed the show after that. So yeah, I mean you can definitely recast. I think you can recast parts, especially after like you said a season. Like it's not even like it's not a 15 season show or I mean you know what I mean. It's one season. Like just recast them.
Well, and you bring it back to the MCU, look at War Machine in Iron Man 1.
Yep. Yep.
Look
Nobody
at,
cared. Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Nobody
I
cared.
did not understand back in the Star Wars show.
Sure.
And what minute.
Yes.
She was in 1, 2, or 3 episodes of The Mandalorian.
Maybe. Yeah, 3 at the most, I think.
And not the best actress. Sorry, not the best actress.
No, not at all.
Why get rid of a character?
I think that would have been the easiest thing. I mean, maybe because they already built a show around her, but still, I think you can find somebody to play the part. I mean, I'm with you on that 100%. They could have absolutely found somebody to play the part. I don't think that's a good enough excuse. I agree with you.
The CW is known for making new characters. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
But you know what? Star Wars is so scared to recast because of Han Solo.
I meant that.
I bet you that's a part of it. And Leia. To an extent. And Tarkin. Because as much as everybody loves Rogue One, Tarkin wasn't well accepted after that movie as far as how he looked.
True.
So, I think Kathleen. I think Kathleen Kennedy is scared in a lot of ways to take chances because of certain things, and maybe even rightfully so, because she's taken on a legacy of Lucasfilm, George
Right.
Lucas, and all that. So it might not even be her fault that she's making these decisions. She might be actually making the right decisions from her point of view. I mean, I hate to make that pun, but I mean, from her point of view, it might honestly be the right decisions to make. I think we've seen that a lot of them have been wrong, but again, I also can kind of see from her side where she's like saying, we've tried this so many times and they don't like it. Like nobody likes it.
But they haven't really tried recasting anybody yet, have they?
Well, they recasted Han Solo, and
Okay, but you're not going to get Harrison Ford to be that young Han Solo character.
No. But what I'm saying is, it just didn't work. Is what or at least to some people, it didn't. I don't want to be unfair, but I mean, just there are people that
okay, that's fair.
And that's what I mean. Like I said, they didn't like the way Leia looked. They didn't like the way Tarkin looked in the deep fakes. Even the Luke scene from the in the second season of Mandalorian, there was a lot of scrutiny about that and how.
Okay.
And that's not recasting, but what I'm saying is that I could see how that could lead her to saying we can't take too many chances with these characters because of.
But I understand all that, and you're right about that.
That's all I mean.
You're right. But let's be real here. Gina Carano's character is a fucking nobody.
Again, 100% agree with you on that. Yeah, no, I won't argue that at all.
I mean, I understand these legacy characters.
Yeah.
But Gina Rodriguez's character was a fucking nobody.
Yeah, and no, that I completely agree with you on. Yeah, no, absolutely. They absolutely can recast that part, 100%. I don't think there might be a few people that get mad, but again, not enough to stir the waters, like a Leia, like a Han, like whatever. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Let me ask you something about that Luke scene in Mandalorian Season 2.
Okay.
What would have happened? The same scene happens, but only when the hood goes down, it was revealed Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have gone over well, or do you think it would have been troublesome?
At that moment, no.
Really? Okay.
No, I don't think it would have went down very well at all.
Really?
If they would have just revealed Sebastian Stan without giving anybody at least a little bit of a heads up, no, I don't think they could have done that either. Again, and nothing, because I will 100% say that he should play Luke.
Yeah.
I've always said that he should play Luke. But I think the way you reveal it is important too, especially Star Wars fans. And if you just put somebody in there, because look, I mean, even Alden Ehrenreich, we at least knew he was going to play Han Solo before it happened. If you would have just walked into a theater and he was Han Solo, and you had no idea that he was Han Solo,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little bit different, I think.
You're right.
But again, how do you tell that without spoiling it? So I don't know how you do it either way. Yeah. I don't think I would have been upset. I think I would have been okay with it.
Okay, leave that scene as is. Leave that scene as is. But in the Book of Boba Fett episode,
okay,
if that was Sebastian Stan instead of what we got, do you think that would have been better, or do you think that would have been worse?
You know what? At that moment, only because there was a few tweets between them where he kept saying, "I want to play this character, but only if Mark Hamill says it's okay." So, yeah, I think maybe that would have been enough for the fans to be like, "Oh shoot, maybe there's a possibility." And then he shows up and like everybody's like, "Oh shoot, it's true." Yeah, I think that maybe could have worked better. Yeah. So, but again, who knows? Man? Who knows? Because I'll tell you what. Sebastian Stan looks a lot like Luke, man, and I don't see anybody that if he's good, how he can really be mad about it. If we could get that age of Luke again, I would love it.
I hate to say it, but you just have who can get mad about it. There is more section of the internet that will get mad about it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It, it could be the best performance on earth, and they will still
Oh,
get mad about it.
if he does one thing wrong, it's people are gonna. If he twitches an eye the wrong way, people are like, "Oh, that's not Luke. That's not Mark Hamill." Yeah. Oh, I know that. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
But again, I think if the performance is good enough, and again he gets the essence of the character, I think he could make a lot more people happy than mad. Overall.
on the flip side, back to the show Obi-Wan for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the one character everybody loved in that show?
Oh, Leia, for sure.
Everybody, I know it was weird, but everybody was good with that recasting.
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely.
had a problem with that recasting.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
let me ask you this. We got to get off the subject, but you know what? I find it therapeutic. If you came out tomorrow,
Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown is going to be the new mayor going forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think people would be warm, cold, or indifferent about it?
I think because of who she is, I think more people would be okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because I mean she really nailed 11. And I think enough people that love that character would be like, let's give her a chance.
So you think an actor has proven themselves already? You think you're in a minute spot to take over?
Well, I think it would help. I think it would help, especially with those specific characters.
Okay.
Now, if you want to redo, like, let's say, I don't even know a character you could bring back. I mean, like Wedge. Wedge is pretty well known in the Star Wars, but if you got a show with him as a younger Wedge and they recasted him, and it was sort of a no name, maybe somebody that's been in a few movies, we kind of know who he is, kind of don't. I think that would work.
Does Ewan McGregor have a nephew?
Actually, I think he does.
No,
No, he does. Oh no, he does. Yeah, no, we talked about this. Yeah, he does. You're right. Yeah.
I can keep that tradition going.
Hey.
Ewan McGregor's uncle was the original one. I can keep the tradition going.
Yeah, that's true. No, and again, yeah, I think again though, even with Leia and Obi-Wan, a lot of what at least fans talked about was it was the essence.
Right.
She captured the right, just whatever it was. Everybody agreed, yes, that's Leia.
You know what? They were really lucky.
Yeah.
That could have been
horrible.
So bad. That could have gone over so bad.
Absolutely.
They got really lucky finding that actress.
And they almost went too far a couple times, like that chase scene in the woods when they first capture.
I'm sorry, I like that scene. I know everybody.
Yeah, but the chase scene itself is pretty bad. I mean, it is like he's literally standing over top of her, and she just runs through a couple of trees. Like, all you had to do was
I have fun with it. I'm sorry.
It's not nothing that ruins it, or again, it's nothing that it's not horrible. It's just it's a funny thing, and even when she's being chased in the little city part when she runs underneath the little thing, but again, none of that takes away from the character enough where you don't feel like it's not Leia. It's Leia. That's absolutely Leia.
Yeah.
That's what young Leia would be like if you met young Leia. So, yeah, I think that's what it comes down to more, I guess, is just can they capture the essence? Because you know what? As Sebastian Stan looks just like Mark Hamill. We agree, or close enough.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't capture Luke, he could still be really bad at it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's not just because you look like him doesn't mean you're going to be good at it either. So
you haven't captured the essence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at him should be, in my opinion, okay, there are three things an actor has to do for something like this, for me.
Okay.
capture the innocent.
Yeah.
Be a good actor. Look like who you're trying to act.
Sure.
Look like the character.
Yeah.
So if he didn't have the innocence, uh, this is true, but not to say it's true for a second. Not to say he didn't bring the talent for this. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
he didn't bring that talent. But he didn't look like him, like we both agree.
Yeah.
That could be bad.
Yeah.
That could end up badly.
Absolutely, man. I mean, because look, Auden Ehrenreich doesn't look anything like Harrison Ford, but he looks enough like Han Solo,
right,
to pull. Like he could have absolutely pulled the character off. I don't think that's the issue at all. Is that he didn't look like him at all.
And I think we can agree. He acted well in that movie. He might.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He brought the talent.
No, of course.
He brought the talent.
And he looks like Han Solo. I mean, when he's standing, I mean, obviously he doesn't look like Harrison Ford, but what I mean is he looks like Han Solo. I mean, he does. He has the mannerisms. He's walking around. He's doing all the. He is Han Solo to an extent. Again, I just think the essence isn't there for me, at least. And you, like you said, you think it is. So, and that's fair. I mean, that's what you're supposed to get out of it. So.
Isn't it interesting talking about all these missing characters?
I know.
And something and the future, what we might or might not get. And then that's not forget what Kathleen Kennedy came out and said.
Yep.
A few months ago, no more legacy characters.
Yep. I don't agree with her, but yeah. I mean, unfortunately, right now, I think that is where we're at.
But I think that's where I understand where she's coming from. All the stuff you were talking about. We're talking with Leia, with Han Solo. I see where she's coming from. Do I agree with it? No. But I see where. But I think we both see her thought process behind
Absolutely.
that.
Dude, she's running a company. We all cannot. Nobody can forget that part of it. Is she's running a company.
Right.
So she's going to make the best decision she feels that's going to make the most money, or whatever her goal is at that moment. That's what she's going to do. So, yeah, I mean, look, I would call the Mandalorian a legacy character at this point, wouldn't you?
Give me one more season before I knew that. Give me one more season before I knew that.
Okay. I just think he's so popular. I mean, and again, fair enough. The writing's been great. The seasons have been great. So, I mean, what does that mean? What does that mean? Do we never get a Boba Fett again? Do we never get Boba Fett again because of that? He's definitely a legacy character.
Let me ask you this. Grogu. Is he a legacy character?
I mean, I think if you put Mandalorian in there, then yeah, I mean, you have to. Wouldn't you?
Yep.
I think you have to. Well, so here's another question. You go through all this stuff to get, I say that like I know what they did, but you get Ewan McGregor back, you get Christian Haydenson back. Everybody, for the most part, even people that had their issues with the show, loved the show. I mean, everybody agrees it was at least a good show.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I really haven't heard too much bad stuff about Obi-Wan. Like I said, I've heard people say they don't like certain things, but overall, they still like the show.
I mean, I'll be honest. My father, he said it's the best thing he's seen since the original trilogy.
There you go. And that's what you want.
I think the biggest group of people, and I hate that I'm putting it like this, but the biggest group of people who didn't like that show, or didn't love the show like that, only hardcore Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
I think the casual, everyday, only like the movies, only like certain movies.
Yeah.
I think they love the show.
Absolutely. But I think there's a lot of hardcore fans that love the show too.
Yeah, I'm agreed.
So I don't think that show was as divisive as like a Boba Fett. It definitely wasn't that that kind of
No,
hate.
no, it wasn't. Yeah,
But my point was, if you get Christian back, you get Ewan back. Why wouldn't you use them? Why don't you use them?
I I don't know if we're getting an Obi-Wan season 2. But we know we're getting Hayden back in Ahsoka. You know
Well,
that.
yeah, but that's what I mean is I want to see them pop up more now. Like I want to see
I
them and stuff now. I want to
the
see it.
way Ewan McGregor was talking, we're going to see him pop up again.
Okay, that's what I want because it makes so much sense to me that he would be in Andor.
Oh,
So
okay.
much sense.
When Kathleen Kennedy said no more legacy characters, personally, what I'm taking to mean, what I'm understanding that to mean, we're not going to get source focus on legacy characters. We're going to get
Oh,
them
okay. Well, that
top.
I have no problem with.
We're going to. That's how I took it. I could
Yeah,
be really wrong,
sure.
but I took it. We're not going to get focus shows on legacy characters.
Yeah, yeah.
We're still getting them pop up here and there, but we're not going to get Solo 2. We're not going to
Sure.
get Obi-Wan. Well,
Sure.
we're not going to get a Luke show. We're not going to get a Leia show.
Leia show, I would, man, see, because even that, I think that's a show, man. If the canon of what happens in between episodes 6 and 7 is some of the best stuff, man. It's some of the best stuff.
No, I hear you. I just don't think they're ready to take that risk right now. Because of everything you said, because of Luke Talking, because of Leia and Rogue One, because of what was the other one you said? Han Solo. I just don't think they're ready to take a risk.
I think she's wrong. I think she's wrong on all of that. I think she's wrong on all of that. I really do. Because if you gave, okay, so if they did, if the plan was we need new Star Wars fans, we need old Star Wars fans. In my opinion, you have the High Republic right now. Okay. That's how you get the new fans. You do shows in that time period, bring in new fans. Maybe the hardcore fans like it, maybe they don't. Cool. But guess what? We're going to give you a Luke Skywalker show building his Jedi temple. We're going to give you a Leia show and how she saw the First Order rise. Then, guess what? We're going to give you this show that's set 500 years before. Or we're going to give you this show that's set 200 years after. Or if they did things that could bring in bigger audiences,
I
telling
agree
you
with
they
you.
could do it.
I agree with you. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying not in the next 5 to 10 years.
I think they're thinking too small, man. Especially with what we've seen from the MCU, they're thinking too small.
I know, but remember, you said this. It's a business. They have to
Oh,
be,
absolutely.
they're thinking of it as a business.
But if they're not at least working towards that at this point, I don't know what they're doing then. Like that, I guess that's more what I would say is not that it's not that we don't have it right this second, but if they're not at least thinking in that way of like we need to connect everything in the future, whether it's from the past or the future or whatever time period it's in, if they're not thinking that way, this Star Wars is going to go away very fast, in my opinion, dude, because MCU and Game of Thrones with this Jon Snow one coming out, and these are more popular franchises right now. They just are. Star Wars is going to drown if they don't do something, man, big. Unfortunately.
I was going to say something, man. I was going to say, well.
You don't think right now in the pop culture, just today, and again, we love this stuff because we've been with it our whole lives, but kids, the last few generations didn't grow up with Star Wars the way we did. Not the way we did.
Yeah, you're right.
MCU is their Star Wars now, man. That's everything to the younger generations.
I'm going to quote something Sean Capia always said. winning heals everything.
Yeah,
The moment they get a good thing going,
yeah,
consistently,
yeah.
people are not going to think about the past. They
Oh,
need
and
to
I hope they do it.
get, they need to get on a consistent thing of giving us good quality stuff.
Yeah,
When that will be, I don't know, but hopefully soon.
right. And again, I look. I hope they do it, man, because I don't ever want to see a day where we. Now that we finally have it, like all the time, I don't ever want to see a day where we don't have it all the time. So, I'm really not. I don't want a bad mouth Star Wars at all because I love it. I truly love it to my core, but it's scary where it's at right now based on what we're seeing with other franchises. It really is.
It is scary.
Even
That,
DCEU right now. I mean, and that gets a lot of bad publicity.
I know.
But I
We,
mean,
yeah,
I still think there's a lot of it's just I think Star Wars is for a lot of younger people. Oh, that's that older people stuff. I really do think that there's a big group of the younger generations that just look at it as, oh, that's that old people stuff.
I, I'm very curious what happens on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really enlightening for everyone.
Which what's that's actually very surprising that I'm saying that because I thought with Disney getting Star Wars that we would have stuff for the old people, the younger. Like I thought for sure we'd have at least right now 6 shows for kids on with Star Wars on Disney.
No,
Plus.
we would have.
Like
We would have.
like
Except for two things happened. The
the trilogy.
really, the trilogy,
Yeah,
Solo,
yeah,
all the directors leaving. And they had one bad thing over another bad thing.
yeah. Yeah, again, man, I don't think we can 100% say it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault, but I think at some point somebody close to her that is actually a real friend of hers has to sit her down and be like, look, we know what you're trying to do, and we'll back you on the business side of everything, but you have to stay the hell out of creative. You just have to stay away from it. You cannot open your mouth anymore, and we can't keep losing directors because of you. We can't.
And
We can't.
yeah,
We can't do it anymore.
no,
It's bad publicity, and I know everybody says any type of publicity is good. Publicity. That's not true. That is not always true.
I'm really curious what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And who knows?
I do have one thing I want to bring up about D23 though. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No. You know.
No, I just want to kind of get away from that. And what do you think we'll get anything about Skeleton Crew? Because that's the one I'm actually really interested in right now that we don't know much about.
That coming out next year or the year after?
They said next year, from what I remember.
I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get information about the Acolyte, about Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
We'll maybe get a trailer for Bad Batch Season 2.
Yeah, because I think they're saying that was still slated to come out this month, but they don't think it's going to come out this month. Or
We don't know.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get a Mandalorian trailer. We're probably going to get a second trailer.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get a Acolyte casting. I think and we might get the Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah.
Produced by Kevin Feige. I'm almost convinced that's going to happen. It's going to be a Taika movie produced by Kevin Feige. That's my guess.
What if it's produced by Kevin Feige, written by Lucas, and directed by Taika Waititi?
Gold. I like that. I like that. I like that quite a bit.
He could take all of George Lucas's wacky thoughts and put them on in a movie, dude, for sure. He could be like,
Snowing Amit Bet.
yeah. If he's just like, Lucas, give me your craziest Star Wars, like give me your craziest Star Wars idea for a movie. Just put it on paper and let me direct it.
What if? It's a Chippendale movie, right?
Yeah,
You know how they fix Ugly Sonic?
Okay.
What if Taika fixes Jojo?
Wow. What if they let him do a non-canon movie?
I think that would fix a lot of movies right now.
What if they let him do a non-canon Dark Jar Jar movie?
Yeah. And then
He could do the comedy with that easily. He could easily do comedy with that for sure. That would be great with a comedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Misa.
Because he could even do something different with the way he talks, but keep it sort of similar, but make it more dark side, but have it still kind of silly. And yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, dude. You could absolutely do something like that. It would be great.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
What if he did some type of like sci-fi, like horror comedy?
I would like that. I would like that a lot. I forget. I don't know if we ever talked about this. Have you ever seen Visions? These novels, anime.
I watched it through. I watched it all the way through once. Yes. I have seen the first episode a few times, and there was a couple other episodes I watched like twice or maybe 3 times. It's hit or miss for me. There's I think there's 3 or 4 really, I would say decent. There's one really great episode, which is the first episode. I think that's the only great episode. But there's a couple good ones, and then there's a couple just silly ones. But again, it's anime, so
Do you think we can get an announcement for season 2?
we are. Yeah, they've already announced Vision season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think that's one of the best ideas they've had in Star Wars, because it's not canon, and it's just people having fun telling Star Wars stories, man. Like, that's the biggest thing about why I don't think they don't tap into that is the fan movies and the fan stuff that's made, because that's some of the best stuff, man.
What would you think? What do you think the next 2 or 3 Star Wars movies coming out are not canon? Would you like that, or would you not like that?
If 2 or 3 of them were not canon,
yeah,
like in a row,
yeah.
No, that I don't know. It would have to be like once in a while, every couple, maybe 3-4 years, put one out that's not canon. Yeah, because you don't want to confuse people. You don't want to be like, oh, well, these 3 aren't canon. These, So I think if you just make sort of make a big deal about it, like, this is a non-canon movie. This is a fun one-off that we're just having fun with. I think people would understand that more than these 3 aren't canon, but then these 2 are, then these 2 aren't, then that I think we start confusing people.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I think, I don't know. But I think they could do even sillier stuff. Like, dude, there's a short film. I guess it's a film where it's like cops, but with stormtroopers, dude.
Yeah, I heard about this.
If they did a half-hour show with that would be hilarious, dude. Just putting stormtroopers in just stupid situations and just having some fun with it. And they just did, like 8 or 10 episode, half-hour episodes. That would be a great one-off series to just do and just have fun with, man.
That would be good.
I would watch that. I would absolutely watch. If Taika Waititi did something like that in Star Wars, yeah. Oh, sign me up immediately. I want to watch every episode of that. And I want there to be 15 seasons.
Well, that's He-Man.
Yeah,
That's
because we'll
me.
get that Grogu scene again where they're like punching them and stuff. I mean, I don't like that part of it, but you know what I mean. Like them shooting at a can and missing the whole time. Like that's what we're gonna get if we get something like that from Taika, and that's great. That's perfect. That's absolutely what I want. What if he does like a training movie where we see like the stormtroopers training, like remember Starship Troopers,
Yep.
the beginning of that movie?
I
What
would
if,
like that.
what if he did a whole
How?
movie like that, like where they're in training and they're just fucking around, just being, just messing up everywhere?
How about? Okay, I think I got it. I'm Taika Waititi show in the style of The Office
Nice. In the Empire?
in the Empire.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, stuff like that would work, but they'll never do that. See, that's the thing. They'll never take a chance like that because they're going to, oh no, they're not going to, like, just have fun with it. Star Wars is supposed to be fun. George Lucas has always said it's for kids. It's supposed to be fun and silly. It's supposed to be. Like, have fun with it, man. Have fun with it. I would love to see stuff like that. I would love to see stuff like that, man. Absolutely.
All right. You know what, man? We've been doing this for an hour. We thought that was going to be one of our shortest shows.
I know, we really did.
It's one of
You
our
can't put us
longest.
together, man, and talk about Star Wars because we'll talk about it. We will talk about it.
All right, man. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, guys, because you can find me on at Jedi Master Tuck on Twitter. You can find me here on Mondays doing the Fellowship of Geekdom, on Tuesdays doing the Geekdom Initiative, here on Wednesdays doing the Jedi Academy. Yep. And then on Sundays doing the Geekdom Uncut. Also, guys, you can find me in the Facebook group. Yeah, that's pretty much everywhere.
And you guys can find me at Mike Phillip, man_radio. Every Monday on Fellowship of the Kingdom. Every Tuesday on the Kingdom Initiative. Every Wednesday right here on Jedi Academy. Every Friday on Weekly Kingdom. Every Sunday on Kingdom Uncut. You guys can also find me on the Northern Entertainment Group. Every Tuesday on we run entertainment every Saturday morning on the Northern Countdown. Guys, we'll see you next week when we're going to talk all about what we found out on D23. And until then, I'm going to punch it. Yes, may the force be with you always.
May the force be with you. Absolutely.